Hi guys, and welcome back to I Speak English. I'm Hayley, and in this lesson I'm going to be showing you 8 different ways to make your writing more formal. Okay, so this is really useful if you're studying for an exam, like a Cambridge exam, B2, C1, C2, or if you need to write kind of academically, if you're at university and you're writing academic papers or something like this. This is really going to help you with your style. So if you're struggling to write formally, stay here with me now. I'm going to show you just a few easy ways to really help you. Before I do show you, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and do give this video a like if you find it useful. Just helps it to get to more people so that they can learn some tricks for their English as well. I upload new videos every Saturday and I upload shorts every single day, so you can learn English for free every day with me. So click that like button now and we're going to get started. So let's take a look at how to make your writing more formal then. So the first thing that you can do to make your writing more formal is to avoid using personal pronouns. Okay, personal pronouns are used in informal writing and speech. In formal writing in English, we tend to be a lot more impersonal. Okay, if you're using impersonal language, automatically your writing becomes more formal. I'll show you an example now. So, for example, if I wrote, I believe we should carefully examine all the possible solutions before making a final decision. This is kind of semi-formal, but we can take away I and we and make it even more formal, like this. It is advisable to examine all possible solutions before making a final decision. Okay, this second sentence is a lot more formal than that first one. So you can see the difference here in the formality. First one semi-formal, second one very formal. And that's how you should be writing academically or in a report or a proposal or something like that. So you might think, right, it's really hard not to use personal pronouns if I'm talking about myself or if I'm talking about a group of people. Groups of people are fine if you literally put the word people or students or something like that. That's better rather than saying you or we. You don't really want to refer to yourself that much in an academic text. Okay. Another easy way to avoid using personal pronouns is to use passive form instead, because this way you don't have to include the subject, who is normally I or we or something like that. So a really easy way to avoid using personal pronouns. So again, we'll take the same sentence that we just looked at. I believe we should carefully examine all possible solutions before making a final decision. We can change that to passive form. It is advisable that all possible solutions be thoroughly examined before a final decision is reached. So you've got 2 passive forms there, be examined and is reached. And here there's no we, there's no I, there's no subject in this sentence. And if there's no subject, then you won't be using personal pronouns. So there you go. Really easy tip. Use passive forms instead. Okay. Active form is subject, verb, object. Passive form is object to be, past participle, and possibly a subject if you want it, but you don't have to include it. Okay. Automatically makes it more formal. Before we move on to number 3, if you are struggling with writing, formal writing in particular, I do have a writing workshop that's completely free. It's specific for the Cambridge C1 exam as well, but even if you just want to kind of make your writing more formal, it should help you as well. The link's in the description. I'll put it in the description there. It's absolutely free. You'll get a 1-hour video lesson. I'll show you an essay structure. You get 10 essay questions to practice as well. And you also get free flashcards and collocations and a bunch of other stuff too. So if you're interested and you've got a spare hour, you want to improve your writing, you can click that link in the description and you can sign up to that workshop for free. All right. Okay, carrying on. Number 3, easy way to make your writing more formal is use nominalization. I love that word, nominalization. Nominalization just means, it's a fancy way to say that you're changing other words into nouns. So in formal writing, we tend to use a lot of nouns, just because the style makes it more formal. For example, if I said, we improved the strategy and the profits increased, it's not that formal, okay? It's just a statement. It's neutral, but it's not very formal. We can make it a lot more formal if we change improve to improvement, and improvement in the strategy resulted in an increase, so we've also changed the verb increase to a noun, in profits. Much more formal, this sentence. An improvement in the strategy resulted in an increase in profits. Okay, so just change verbs to nouns whenever you can. And don't do it all the time, because then your sentences get really long and a bit wordy. But where you can, where it looks appropriate, try to change and use a few more nouns instead. And again, in that way, you can avoid using those personal pronouns again. Instead of using we, you just use an improvement when it becomes more formal. All right, easy peasy. Moving on, number 4, use inversion forms. Again, especially for the Cambridge C1 exam, examiners expect to see this form in the exam. But inversion forms we generally use for emphasis, but it's a more formal way of giving emphasis to something. So if I have the sentence, for example, it fulfilled the requirements and also went beyond them, yeah, it's okay. Again, it's not super formal. We can definitely make it a bit more formal by switching the structure around and inverting the subject and the auxiliary verb. So I can say, not only did it, so we've inverted it, we've also added an auxiliary in there with did. Not only did it fulfill the requirements, but it went beyond them. You could also say, but it also went beyond them as well. That would be correct. Okay, so again, just slightly more formal if you compare these sentences. So instead of it and also, we've got not only, the inversion, where you invert your subject and auxiliary, and then the rest of your sentence. Just a bit more formal. If you're not sure what inversion is or how to do it, I've got a detailed video. I'll put the link up here. I'll put it in the description as well. And you can take a look at that video and it will show you in detail all the different types of inversion that you can do, and that will help your writing be a bit more formal. For now, we're going to carry on. We're going to take a look at number 5, very big one. Don't use contractions. Okay, contractions are used in informal writing, also in informal speech, but obviously you can't see them when you're just speaking. But formal writing, we're often very thorough, and we do not use contractions. For example, if I said, it'll have been completed by tomorrow, it'll have... It's a bit of a weird contraction anyway, because you've got 2 contractions in the same one, but just for the sake of showing you, it will have been completed by tomorrow. Okay, don't use contractions. If you want to say don't, put do not. If you want to write won't, put will not. Can't, cannot. Don't use contractions. It makes your writing automatically more informal. You want to be more formal. Okay. All right, that's number 5. Number 6, avoid slang and phrasal verbs. Slang and phrasal verbs are used in informal speech, not in formal writing. There are a few phrasal verbs that you can use in formal writing. I think I have another video somewhere as well on my channel, possibly. I'm not sure if it's on my channel in one of my writing courses, but there's like a few phrasal verbs that are okay in a formal context. But as a rule of thumb, avoid them. Okay, try your best to use a one-word synonym if you can. For example, if I said these results show we still need to do more studies to figure out what happens in the long run. This is quite informal. Okay, figure out, phrasal verb, in the long run, that's a informal expression as well. Okay, instead, you could say the findings suggest that further research is required, rather than we still need to do, to determine, instead of figure out, we've got determine, the long-term effects of this intervention, instead of in the long run, long-term effects. Okay, so you can see that informal writing is often kind of shorter. Formal writing is quite a bit longer. even though it's still concise, you end up with a few more words, okay, rather than having kind of short sentences. So avoid slang and phrasal verbs, absolutely. Try your best to use some one-word synonyms, more formal language. All right, number 7, stick to the facts. Okay, often kind of opinionated language is often more informal. In formal writing, we normally write factually and objectively rather than subjectively with opinions and feelings. Okay, so only write facts. So, for example, instead of saying, honestly, I think it's a waste of time, very informal, you can say, it appears to be impractical. Okay, so you're not saying that it's my opinion, you're just saying it looks like, or it appears, waste of time, impractical. Okay, keep your opinions and feelings to a minimum. They're not often included in formal text. Right. Okay, that's number 7. And number 8, final one, use formal linkers, linking expressions. This helps to enhance the flow of your writing and the readability as well. It just helps it to be easier to read if you're including linking words, because it helps to connect your sentences together, your paragraphs together, but try to use formal linking words. So instead of using so, but, and also, which are kind of informal, you could use therefore, however, or in addition. And that automatically makes your writing more formal. Okay, so use linking words, but make sure you're using formal linking words if you're writing academically or formally. Okay. Right, and that's it. They're your 8 simple ways to make your writing more formal. So if this video helped you, I hope it did, and you're a bit clearer now on like the style of formal writing. If the video helped you, please do give it a like. It helps it to reach more people so that they can learn English. It helps me to stay more motivated as well, because I know that what I'm doing is actually useful. And hit the bell as well. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you can get weekly videos from me and daily shorts as well. You can keep learning English for free every week. If there's any topic that you're interested in, anything you're not sure about, let me know in the comments. If there's a certain video that you'd like me to make to clarify something for you, let me know, leave me a little comment, and I'll try and get a video done for you. All right, I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.